I'm Krista Battaglia. I'm a mom of two, and I co-own a house with my dad. Our decision helped my family not only afford the house of our dreams, but it also strengthened our relationship. I grew up being taught to save as much as you can. My husband and I got married pretty young. We actually went to high school together, so we had a lot of experience knowing what each other's families were like in terms of money. We were always trying to save money all through our careers prior to having children. I managed to find a job at Northwestern, and I've spent most of my career there. But once you have children, money becomes a bigger issue across the board. We were living in a 2-bedroom condo, and it just was feeling pretty small at that moment. We did know that we wanted to have a second child. Adding a second child into the mix is obviously double the expenses. So we were thinking, are we going to move into a house? We couldn't afford much in our neighborhood that we live in. And my mother passed away somewhat suddenly. So we had the discussion with my father about joining forces financially and getting a place together. We did a lot of legwork to try to figure out the structure of how we actually own the building together. And we spoke with a financial planner and also with a tax attorney. It did take a little while to convince my dad. He was really attached to his house where he had lived with my mom for 46 years. And the thought of leaving that was just really hard. But I think what really changed it was one Halloween, we had him come out with us in our neighborhood to go trick-or-treating. And he kind of saw like, oh, I can have some experiences with my grandkids like this. We agreed that we were going to start looking for a place, and we actually looked for a couple of years. During that time, my daughter was born, and the need just became more and more pressing. We were very certain that we were definitely going to get a place with 2 units so that you're not necessarily sharing all of the common spaces. When we found this place, we knew it was right because it had a duplex on top of an apartment. It has the location that we wanted, and the price point was really nice on it. We agreed with my father that he would pay half and we would pay half. He took all of the money from the sale of his house, and my husband and I took out a 30-year mortgage for our half. We officially became co-owners in the fall of 2015. It took about a year to renovate the place before we actually moved in. We needed to renovate the top floor to make it into 3 bedrooms. We did actually have extra soundproofing put in the place where we knew we'd be spending the most time. The utilities were set up so that my dad has his own electricity and we have our own electricity. When we bought the place, everything seemed fine, but when we took possession of it, we smelled gas. This meant that all the gas lines were going to be redone as well. When they started tearing open walls, they realized, oh, certain support beams weren't actually attached. So there were some surprise expenses. We used a lot of the money that we had saved over the years, and then we added that to what we got from the condo to pay for our portion of the renovation. So it was a gamble. We talked to a financial planner about it, and it may be kind of risky now, but what is the payoff? And the payoff is now we own a property, and if we ever moved and sold this place, we should be able to make that money back. So it seemed like a good financial risk to take. When you buy a place with a family member, you need to talk about money. We don't necessarily share all of our financial information with my father, but the way that we work it out is that he pays for the homeowner's insurance and the water and garbage, and we have to pay our property taxes in escrow. So we pay 2/3 and my father pays 1/3. I think the biggest impact of owning the home together is that it makes my husband and I more financially secure. If we had bought a single family home in this area, we wouldn't be putting the money into the college fund or into saving for our own retirement. So I feel like my dad agreeing to do this is really a gift that keeps on giving. My kids love living with Grandpa. They love dropping down there and being able to socialize on a moment's notice. I also think that it gives my kids a new outlook on money. And I hope that it teaches them that there are different ways to create that flexibility in your life. You don't have to do things exactly the way you see everyone else doing them. The funny part about all of this is that what's old is new. People used to live this way a lot, and now we're just rediscovering it. It gives my children a connection to what used to be, and the sense that we don't just all go our separate ways. And it really opens up your options for how you're going to live the rest of your life.